Nathan Gill, currently doing 10.5 at His Majesty's pleasure. Anyway, someone called Zia Yusuf, despite nobody ever having voted for him, is currently being put up to appear on programmes like this.
The Chancellor did allude to increasing sanctions on Russia, and she said sarcastically, in humour, but sarcastically, I'm not referring, or I don't refer to the honourable member for Clacton. I mean, she was making a joke about the leader of your party being a Russian asset.
Rachel Reeves has made a habit of cracking jokes while destroying people's lives in this country.
Is he a Russian asset?
She's already driven a farmer. She's already driven a farmer to suicide because of the increase.
Is he a
you
Russian
obviously know
asset?
the answer to that question, and I take exception. I'm sorry. I take exception to you asking me that question. Are you seriously asking me the question if Nigel Farage is a Russian asset?
Yeah,
that is your serious question as a host of an LBC show.
Yeah, I have
let me categorically say that not only is that not true, it is deeply offensive, again, to the millions of British people who support
mention them.
and support Nigel Farage. And I'm sorry,
But you can't. Can I just ask? No, let me say.
The notion
you cannot dodge questions about Nigel Farage by suggesting that I'm asking the question about people who are interested in voting for him. They have every right to be.
That you are serious about asking that question, because I put it to you, that is not remotely serious.
Nathan Gill was one.
I'm also the presenter of an LBC show. I would also like to know whether or not Nigel Farage is a Russian asset. But if we can't get an answer to that question, remember, Sheila and I are just asking questions. I thought they were big fans of that. Here's 2 questions I'd really like answered. Number 1 is, did Nathan Gill ever say anything about Russia that Nigel Farage disagreed with? If so, what? In fact, that's such an important question, I'm going to ask it again. Did Nathan Gill, when he was receiving bribes from a Kremlin stooge to parrot Kremlin talking points in public discourse in the West, ever say anything about Russia and the Kremlin and Vladimir Putin with which Nigel Farage, who has not received bribes, as far as we know, would have disagreed with? And if so, what was it Gill said that Farage disagreed with? And the second thing I'd like to know is whether, as party leader, close friend and mentor, he ever took him to one side to ask why he was making so many speeches in defence of one of our enemies. There used to be a word for that. Begins with T.